So the one that we didn't cover, which is the one that you were thinking we're gonna do also is a dogfight, right?
Okay.
So now I do get the underhook, but you're much higher on the body here, and you got the whizzer, right? So everything is pretty tight. Maybe I'm having a hard time getting to this elbow, right? Or maybe you're holding onto my wrist, right? So I can't build my elbow up. And I could break out every so often, but not enough to be able to post out, right? So the dogfight is a good position in this case, right? And what I'm gonna do is with my legs, I'll switch the control leg, ideally here, where I can control with this leg. Right, so if you're here like this, rather than my trapped leg being the only thing controlling, I want to try to switch here. And just like we did with the Turk the other day, the same type of thing, I'm curling my hamstring in to trap that leg. And the reason I want to do this, because I want to be able to move this leg outside, right? As long as this leg stays in between, I can't stand up, right? But if I don't have any control of this leg, when I step this out, you're going to pass. Right? And I also don't have control of your hip. So this control here, boom, now controls that leg, which is also going to make it easy for me to lift,
Okay.
right? So move your leg, step over again, just so we have it on the inside. Let's turn this way, just so we can try to capture that for the camera, right? So I'm here, like this, step over, right? I'm going to curl this leg in like this here, right? Now, once I have that curled in, I could just lift it a little bit, and I can move my leg to the outside. Now, I have the seatbelt here, right? I could be on an underhook as well. It just depends how you are. Either way is fine. Now, my stand-up, I'm going to do a little differently. Rather than using an elbow post, right? I'm saying that I can't get to the elbow. I'm going to go a shoulder post. This way. Not a lot of people are familiar with this, but you can stand up on your shoulder, here, right? Which makes it easier because it could be trickier to get up to your elbow when everybody knows about the stand up on the elbow. So let's turn back this way. So I'm out here because when you're grabbing my wrist, I can't pull my elbow out, but I can still come up here, right? So we start from the beginning. I'm framing like this. I dig my underhook. I'm trying to get up here. You're controlling my wrist maybe, right? So I'm here. I switch the legs. I'm gonna shoulder post. And now I start working my hips out. And I get here. Now we're in the dogfight. Okay, I have the tight waist here. This, like I said, can be a disadvantage in the sense that you get a stronger whizzer, right? There's a lot of ways that we could finish the dogfight to win, okay? Now, if I'm staying with this low waist here, especially when I feel the guy go really strong on that whizzer, the easiest one is to throw it by, meaning I feel you go strong, 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 boom. Yeah. This is particularly good when you're lower on the seatbelt. So what I mean, that I'm further back. You see how your shoulders are higher than mine? That means when I throw, it's more likely I'm gonna sit behind you. If you have the whizzer and I'm higher like this, or you see we're shoulder to shoulder. So when I throw, well, even if you let go of it, it's kind of even right now. Who's gonna win getting behind me? It's gonna be it depends on who's faster. But when I'm doing this, my cue is I'm not gonna be shoulder to shoulder, I'm gonna be back here, right? So I'm behind you. So when I throw, boom. And if you notice, I'm also hooking you a little bit, right? Because what I do when I'm doing this, I curl this wrist. And again, I only do this if I feel the whizzer is strong. If the whizzer is weak, I might try to just run you over, overpower it. I'll do something different. But when I feel a strong whizzer, And you see, so my arm's curled up. So I get to throw the wrist out, and now I'm gonna easily score the back. Okay, so that's a simple dogfight win, right? Now another one we can do, you get the whizzer again, especially with the tight waist like this, is I can go for the sweep here, where I drive into you, you're whizzering into me hard.
Okay.
And come here. All right, so again, same thing, good when the whizzer is strong, right? So I'm like this, I'm tight, I'm actually hooking your hip. I feel you crank the whizzer, and I might prompt that by driving into you a little bit, like I'm gonna try to front headlock you so you crank the whizzer. I come under the leg, and now I roll underneath you as I pull your hips in. And right here, you see, this is why the sweep's easy, because I get your hips on top of mine. Now I can just turn you, whoop, boom. And this is great because it puts you right into a pass with you facing the wrong way.
Likely I will turn.
Yeah. And because I have your legs, it's gonna be harder for you to turn into me, right? And then I can start looking to, boom. So that's a second option from that dogfight. So both of these are when I feel very heavy overhook pressure, okay? Now, if he just puts the right amount of pressure, where it's not super heavy, you know, but enough where I can't easily overpower him here, personally, I don't like holding onto the seatbelt anymore. I'm gonna go underhook, right? Because what happens, like I told you, your whizzer from the seatbelt is stronger, right? Now, if you feel your leverage from here to here,
yeah,
it gets a lot weaker. And that's what I'm gonna do if the whizzer's not strong. Sometimes when the whizzer's very strong and you're like this, I can't get my hand up. So then I'll play with those first two. But if there's a little more loose, oh, now I'm gonna go here. And if you also see what I'm gonna do, rather than being side to side like this, right, I'm gonna start turning into you, here, here. Now I'm in an underhook. There's a very strong clinch. We're on our knees, but I'm in an underhook position here. I could front headlock you here, right? I could even look to catch, turn you here, right? So lots of techniques for me to do. At the very least, if I get here like this, if I don't like anything, I could stand up. Now, normally you'd probably just stand up with me, and then I effected my escape with a good clinch. This is a good clinch to strike, right? So we'll keep it with those three options. One, getting into the dogfight from the half guard. Then we have the throw by, we have the rolling sweep, and then we have switching to underhook and using that to come up. Okay, so if you're on your back, yeah. So I'm here, boom. You get the underhook, right? Boom. But again, maybe I'm already like this. I'm close to you here, right? So I'm kind of smothering you a little bit, making it hard for you to do, and maybe I have my arm in front. So I'm not letting you get that high elbow. You're not gonna be able to stand up like we were working before.
That's your cue.
Yeah, so now.
If I cannot put the
elbow out, yeah, because you won't be able to post, right? And the technical stand-up requires the elbow post.
the elbow.
So I'm not giving it to you. We switch the legs. Yeah, and that's all you need. Now you'll shoulder post, and I'll take my weight off, so yes. And use that to, now you have this foot, this elbow, you're gonna pull this leg out. Yes.
Can I stay with
And
this
you can
one?
stay there, yeah. You kept the underhook the whole time. So in my opinion, you're in the upper hand right now, right? Because you could immediately start looking to cut the corner, right? You get an angle, yes. Boom. Exactly. All right, so.
Do you prefer to go with that one to the waist or the on the?
I feel the underhook is going to be much easier to stand up from. You don't always get it. Sometimes you go for the seatbelt. The seatbelt one, the benefit is if you like that rolling sweep, which a lot of people do, that's a very nice reversal.
You need to hold the waist.
And you need the waist because you need to pull it. And the throw by also works a lot better from that one. So those first two really only work with that seatbelt. All right. Let's move a little bit down. So you're here. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm holding like this. Nice. Yep, yep. Yeah, exactly. So for example, if I'm very heavy on the shoulder, I'm like this. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So in this period, you need to release this one, right?
You can, or you could keep it.
Really?
Yeah, if you have the.
Like this?
Yeah, because now it's harder.
Okay.
Because it's harder for me to stand up there now because you got my foot off the ground.
Okay.
You remember what we talked about? If my foot's up, I can't stand. I need the foot down to get my knee. So if you're holding that there, it's a control. So you don't have to let go of it. But obviously, if you want to take the back, you won't be able to do it with the outside hook, right? Let's turn this way. Give you a different angle. Boom. Yeah.
And then
Yeah. And what you could do if you really want to set this up is like push into me. Yeah. So when I try to push into you and get myself back, you come under that leg. Yep.
right away to this position.
Yeah, that was perfect.
How do you call this position?
Heard this called the dope mount.
Dope.
Yeah, dope mount. Yeah. And yeah, this is a great spot. When let's slide up a little bit here. If you get back in there. So for me, it's like what you're doing, you're basically pinning this bottom leg and your hips pin the top hip by folding over it like you're doing. Because now I can't turn. This doesn't really help me too much going this way. Usually my exit path is going to be to try to get to my floors and turtle up. So if you can keep me here, exactly using your head positioning, you have a free hand, to start striking there. And I'm going to be very, I might interrupt these punches, but it's not going to be great for me. At a certain point, if I start to come up, you look for the Dagestani handcuff, right? Boom. Yep. And now it's pretty bad. Now I'm forced to go belly down, right? And once I do this, yeah, you can flatten me out. Yep.
I cannot put the hook. Doesn't matter, right? But
No, it doesn't matter.
better if I can.
Yeah, but even if you can't get the hooks, you can just put the legs in between, like the butterfly hook. Yep, and let your hips go very low.
Like this.
Yeah, and as I try to stand up, you could extend your legs a little. You could either extend them, right, to pull me back down, or like you did, if you see the space, now you throw the hook.
The turn, the Dagestani handcuffs.
Yeah. That's what they call it now. In wrestling, it's just called the arm bar, actually. They call it barring the arm. Okay. It kind of like, in the old days, the doors had a big wooden stake, like, like the castles. So that's like a bar, right? So they would call this in wrestling when you would be on your side, because they use this in wrestling to pin, where they get the arm like this, right? So it's like the door with the lock here. Okay. Yeah, so they call this barring the arm, right? But I guess Khabib and the crew did it so much that everybody just still call it Dagestani handcuff. It's a good name. It's easy to remember, so it works. So that's that. So that is using the dogfight position, right? So we can get there. And
I like it more with the
underhook, yes.
Just to
with the seatbelt, yeah.
It feels more powerful.
Yes, with the underhook for sure, and that's my preference. But because my coach was big into underhooks, so I've always wanted to get underhooks. The seatbelt in wrestling is usually not a great, it's a 50-50 type position. A guy with good hips could be really hard to work with. But once you go to the underhook, now it's a lot more dominant. And the main transition for me is trying to come into the angle for the front headlock. And a lot of times when you get there, right, and let's say you're on your force. You want which side? You like this side better, right? So you have the underhook on me. I have the whizzer here, right? Remember where I'm going. Okay, so if you get up first, you're in a great spot. Like you get to this dogfight and then right away you stand up, boom. Now I'm in big problems. Because if I stay on the ground, it's easy front headlock to you, right? Now, if I start coming up, I lost initiative because you're already up. And the easiest thing you can do is a knee block. The moment I step this foot up, punch, boom.
Knee block.
Yeah, particularly a far knee block, right? So that's a very easy one to do, and that's one I would look for a lot. If not, from that same position, I'm here, I'm like this. If I start trying to square up with you, grab my wrist. Yep.
Okay. Can I do it with the elbow?
Yes. You could grab it wherever you can. So like that makes it more dangerous for me to try to face up with you. Now just keep in mind, the underhook is a strong position, but only when you have it like you do right now, strong. If we're like this,
Yeah, it has more.
yeah, and now it's my position, right? And now I could do these things to you, right?
I need to be disciplined.
Yes. Boom, boom. Always with the elbow high, right? So the metric here is I want to have, if my elbow is vertical, weak. I want to be horizontal, right? So my underhook this way, right? I get it like this, but then immediately I start cranking it up to get it to that angle. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified of all of my latest videos on YouTube. But really the best place to find all my content is my website, davidmma.com. You can register for free and get access to 4 free courses, including Kimura Fundamentals, Essential Half Guard Kimura, Essential Half Guard Passing, and much more.